Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Gretchen Hidell, full-time astrologer, life coach, Reiki master, and so much more. Welcome to the video this week in astrology. It's Monday night on November 16th, 2020, and I'll be covering the week in astrology all the way until November 22nd. So welcome everybody who's joining me live, whether you're watching me tonight on Facebook or on the pre-recorded Facebook or on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. And please make sure that you go ahead and sign in, say hello, like and share, like and share, like and share. And also, as you know, I love to hear about your astrological signs, so go ahead and post that. We have actually, if I can get a round of applause, please. We sort of have a normal astrological week this week to report. Yay! So I'm going to be going over some stuff, normal in 2020, but not like crazy, not like this crazy stuff that we've been going over in the last few weeks. So welcome if you're just joining. I love this. Darlene said, hello, Gretchen. Wow, what a year. Yes, Darlene, and I miss you so much. Gloria said hello. Iris said hello. Aries, Amir, welcome. Corbin said everything scorpsational here. He is a Scorpio, as always. Emily, Aries, rising, Libra moon, welcome, welcome. Hi, Melinda. So, and hello, Amy. So anybody that's joining live, please say hello, and I love to hear your astrological sign and also where you're tuning in from. We do have quite a bit of audience here in Vermont, but definitely outside of Vermont as well, and I love that. I love that it's become a thing. So welcome everybody. So I'm going to get into the astrology of this week. I'll just be jumping right in. Colette, yay! Hey Colette. Capricorn sun, Cancer rising, Virgo moon, and yay for normal, she said. Tammy, Cancer. Melinda, Capricorn, Scorpio rising. So welcome everybody who's joining. Just waiting for a few more people to log on, and then we will begin. So we had, remember when I said in last week's forecast, we had November is sort of like March, coming in like a lion and sort of leaving like a lamb, except for the last day. The last day goes back to lion again, I guess. But in other words, November of this month, astrologically, the first 2 weeks are insanely crazy, all around the election and everything else that's happening. And then when we get to the end of the month, the last sort of 2 weeks or so, it's been very, it's going to be a little bit more quiet. Can you get an amen for that? Thank goodness. We are going into eclipse season. Like I said, the very last day of November, we have a full moon and we have a lunar eclipse. Okay, so that will be, ending on a big pow, But some of this crazy astrological energy that we've had is getting... it's sort of starting to dissipate somewhat. We still have a busy December ahead of us in 2020. Corbin, you live outside Atlanta, Georgia. Andrea, oh yay, you and Sarah, Aquarius and Aries, welcome. My mom, Rita, Virgo in Colorado, welcome, Mom. And so I was thinking of your mom because, my mom has a Capricorn moon, and we're going to be talking a lot about Capricorn and the ruler of Capricorn, which is Saturn, our best friend Saturn. Aloha, Monica. Okay, so we're just going to start. So yesterday and today, let's talk about yesterday and today because it was Sunday into Monday here on the 15th, November 15th and 16th. Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. Plus we had this big, wonderful new moon in Scorpio yesterday. It was really like 12:07 a.m. Eastern time last weekend overnight. So now we have Venus forming a square with Jupiter and Pluto. Now last week, if you guys remember, if you were able to catch my video from last week, Jupiter and Pluto came together for its final conjunction on the 12th, and that was the maximum peak. Now it's going to take a while for these two to separate, it's like I want to punish one over there and one over there. I do want to separate them into separate corners because if you remember, I was talking about that's the thing that's kind of responsible for plagues and pandemics and endemics and epidemics and all the demics, okay? And so Jupiter and Pluto coming together is a very powerful thing. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and then we have Pluto, which is the planet of sort of death, rebirth, transformation. And I don't know about you, but I'm done with the death and the rebirth cycle. It's been rather exhausting, all this, all this time. It's just been so exhausting. So Jupiter and Pluto came together, came to a peak, and we're still going to be under the guise of that until the end of the year, but at least they came together in the final time, and now they're going to start separating slowly but surely. But before they do that, all the planets need to highlight them, and Venus was basically taking a shot at them in a form of a square on Saturday, and also today on Monday the 16th. And so when we have Venus and highlighting Jupiter, which is actually, if it was just Venus squaring Jupiter, it would be lovely, because again, amplification. We'd love to amplify Venus because Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and she's Aphrodite, and she's just lovely and gorgeous and wonderful. And we would be overindulging in all kinds of cakes and cookies and ice creams and eating tons of pasta and carbs and sleeping too much and just kind of being a little lazy and just indulging in the pleasures of Venus, right? That would be just such a lovely thing, except for we had to throw, Debbie Downer Pluto into the mix, and Pluto says, you have to let go of something before you can have something new. So that's basically what was happening over this weekend. We'll continue to feel that as we move into the beginning of the week, but if you guys, are having any difficulty or trouble in your love lives, or if you're having a little thing that came up over the weekend with a lover or a partner or a crush or somebody that you're interested in, that's why, because Pluto is involved. And Pluto, when you put Pluto in with love, it's jealousy and it's control issues and it's manipulation and it's all this kind of stuff. And then Jupiter can make it all big. So instead of just eating lots of lovely carbs and cookies and cakes and ice creams, then all of a sudden we're getting really intense about it, and we're feeling just a lot of angsty stuff with Pluto being involved. So that was, if you guys had anything like that come up for you over the weekend, that's basically what the deal was. Pluto was acting up, okay? And so, we get intense when Pluto's around, it's just a thing. So after we get through that, on Tuesday the 17th, we have Mercury forming an opposition. So really tonight at 3:07 a.m. Eastern Time, Mercury's going to form an opposition with Uranus. Now, if this seems at all familiar, like Gretchen, I think you talked about that before. It is, because it's come together like this 3 times because of the Mercury retrograde schedule. So Mercury is in Scorpio, Uranus is in Taurus, and they're opposing each other, okay, right now. So it happened on 10/7, October 7th, 10/19, and then again tonight / tomorrow, on November 17th. And so those two coming together 3 times in a row like that, you remember I always nickname the 2 live wires of the Zodiac. It's Mercury and it's Uranus. And this can be electrical activity in the body, okay? So it can be tremors and migraine headaches and seizures and heart palpitations and all that electrical stuff can get acting up. And also it's nerves and anxiety, unfortunately. So, and it could also be problems with technology, which if any of you guys, hopefully my computer will stay on, but I've been having a lot of problems with my technology over the weekend. I had to swap out my modem and do all these things. So if anybody's having technological thing and it's like, Gretchen, what the heck? You said Mercury retrograde was over. That's why. Whenever you get Mercury and Uranus is electricity. Mercury is how we communicate, cell phones and computers and all that kind of stuff. There can be some glitches or stuff that arises. Again, this is not some big, long, crazy transit, but it is going to last like 3-4 days, So if you guys are feeling any of that stuff, it can just increase our stuff. especially if you're a Scorpio. If there's any Scorpio or Tauruses out there, I know a couple people said hi on the broadcast. Katrina said good evening, a Sagittarius, okay, from Maine. I love that. She's watching from Maine. Kirsten, Capricorn in Vermont, welcome. Gloria, amen, sister. That's what she said. And Kristen, Sagittarius. Love these Sages that are joining us tonight too. Nora said, I've been getting headaches. Oh no, anything with Mercury or Aries and you get headaches. Yes, that can be a thing. And especially since we've had a lot of activity lately in Aries, Mars went direct on Friday the 13th, of course. Mars in Aries went direct, and so that can be also kind of headaches. So if any Aries out there or people who have like strong Mars placements, that can be definitely a thing that can stir up, the head area. There's actually a lot with astrology that we can correlate with the human body, and it's quite interesting. Back in the day of Nostradamus in the 1500s, it was actually a requirement. Astrology was a requirement that they had to study in order to become a medical doctor. So like anatomy, physiology, and astrology. And there's quite a lot of things that I can see medically in a chart that basically is correlating to astrology, and it's quite fascinating. But yes, you can sort of feel certain times of the month, and certain things that are happening in your physical body can correlate with like the moon schedule and all kinds of things. It's quite fascinating. Speaking of the moon, and speaking of what's coming also this week, and I wanted to talk about this tonight, is we have a very pretty much a like Saturn sort of week, okay? And so Saturn is definitely active right now. Now, if you have remembered from my previous videos, and I love to repeat some of these things because astrology is one big endeavor sometimes in memorization. It's not that sexy, but it's a thing. That we are in the final stretch, okay, of Saturn being in Capricorn. We're in the final, what I call the final pop quiz. Now, a pop quiz is, did you really get everything that you needed to get? And whenever we're in the final stretch of any of these big planets that are out there, we're basically, this is the time of harvest. Kind of almost in a way, think of it as like a sort of a full moon. There's a test, but there's also harvesting, and you're completing a cycle. So hopefully if you, over the last 2.5 years, got the Saturn and Capricorn cycle, that's basically what the deal is. We're now sort of pulling in the, the riches, or hopefully the gains that we got from Saturn being in Capricorn. So on December 17th, so we're in the 1 month, final 30 days of Saturn and Capricorn for the next 29 years. We don't have to deal with this again. And if you remember, Capricorn is structures and big business and government and all this kind of crazy stuff. So we are in the last final stretch, the 30 days. So yay, that's, if you can get an amen to that, that's like amazing. And Saturn is obstacles, delays, life lessons, karma, and what your spiritual and sometimes even literal work is. Okay, so Saturn's always work. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So when I talk about the lunar cycles on Tuesday tomorrow at 11:35 a.m. Eastern time, the moon moves into Capricorn. It'll be in Capricorn until Thursday the 19th. So the moon's going to have the flavor, if you will, of Capricorn and of that Saturn sort of thing. But then on Thursday the 19th, it gets even stronger and sort of, I don't want to say worse, but I guess kind of more active. And I want to show you, this is my card that I have in my Linda Goodman star card deck. It's the number 8, correlates with Saturn. And this is the artist rendition of Mr. Saturn, okay? And I love showing this card because I feel like he's considered to be the father, the grandfather, the archetypal male, okay? And he's a teacher. He's a stern teacher. He's the taskmaster. So you don't want to mess with this guy. You know, you don't really want to mess with him too much, but he's a powerful force. I've actually come to love Saturn personally. I know people go, "What, Gretchen?" You know, but I do. Like, I mean, Saturn makes sense to me. It's like Saturn is so practical, pragmatic. Here are the steps. Here is the thing. This is what you do. And if you do this thing, then you get this other thing. And there you go. Like, it's pretty, I don't want to say cut and dry, but it pretty much is. It doesn't beat around the bush. Saturn is like, here is your life lesson. If you don't get your life lesson, you got to start over again. And I always say he starts with a little rock he throws at you. And then he throws a big boulder at you. And then the whole friggin' mountain comes down on you. But he gives you chance after chance after chance after chance to get whatever your life lesson is. So for the last 2.5 years, it's been in Capricorn. So wherever Capricorn is in your astrological chart is wherever this guy is working you out. Okay, so I always keep talking about it's the final pop quiz, it's the final pop quiz. So we're hopefully on the tail end stretch of this, and this is when this guy can really give you the fruit of your labor. Like, okay, he put you through a little bit, he put you through some hard times, he put you through a lot of stuff, but then he goes, all right, job well done. Here you go. And he gives you the reward for it. And it pretty much works like that. I mean, every time I see in a chart, now I've seen people do this, la 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 la, like if Saturn's trying to work somebody out in a particular area. Let's say Saturn's, I'm going to use example in the area of money. You know, and he's like giving the rock and the boulder and the mountain and the whole, he's throwing everything at you. And you're just like, when does this cycle end, Gretchen? La, 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 la. And you're marking it on your calendar, like to just get through it and not do any of the work. So your money issues are piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up. And you didn't get QuickBooks, and you didn't consult with an expert, and you didn't put it yourself through a budget, and you didn't do all the little things you're supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, I see people do that, and then they have to declare bankruptcy, or they have some horrible, you know, consequence, but he gave you chance after chance after chance. And so that's basically how Saturn works us out, okay, is basically that. And Saturn is your systems and your structures. So when we get to Thursday on the 19th, the sun is going to form a sextile with Saturn. Sun is in Scorpio. Saturn is in Capricorn. And then Venus is going to form a square with Saturn. So the sun is our ego, and Venus is how we deal with love and money, okay? And creative stuff too. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty again, remember. So when these planets highlight Saturn, we're going to have, and then the moon is in Capricorn, we're going to have a very Saturn sort of week, okay? We'll have a Saturn/Capricorn kind of deal. And so Saturn is basically, you know, again, your life lessons, your blockage. Sometimes it's blockages. Sometimes this guy, again, throws a roadblock in your way, and you have to figure out how to get around it. So in preparation for tonight's thing, I was kind of thinking about blockages, and 2 archangels are very, very good to call upon when you have blockages or obstacles. One is Archangel Gabriel, and I have Archangel Gabriel's cards here. Archangel Gabriel is actually really wonderful if you have a blockage or an obstacle where you need like some gumption. You need to believe in yourself. You need to like get fired up, or you need to like get moving or get motivated, you know? Because I always tell people Saturn can be one of the world's worst life coaches. I mean, Saturn can be a little bit of a Debbie Downer, because it's like, here's everything that's wrong, go fix it, you know? And it's like, oh great, you know, that's not very encouraging, Saturn. I'll just let you know, you know. I have this little dialogue with Saturn that I always do whenever I talk about him. It's like he's a person. But it's like, come on, Saturn, give me a break. But Saturn's not here to give us a break. Saturn is to teach us maturity and grow up and listen, young lady, be responsible, or young man, be responsible. Like that's he's the elder fatherly dude who's pretty strict. So, okay, so we're doing all this stuff. So on Thursday, we're going to have this peak height of a Saturn kind of thing come up. and really this whole week. But again, Saturn's in the preparation of the final stretch before it moves into Aquarius, which will be wonderful. So if you have any kind of blockage, obstacle that you've been working on, that you just need a final to push you through, call upon Archangel Gabriel. When I say call upon him in your heart. Okay, Gabriel. Sometimes actually Gabriel is a little androgynous. I just said him, but I don't know. Sometimes I've seen pictures where it's like, is that a girl or a boy? And it doesn't really matter because it's divine, pure energy. But call upon Archangel Gabriel if you need a little gumption, if you need a little pep in your step, if you need to believe in yourself, because sometimes that's all we need is to believe in ourselves. Half the time when we feel down about something, or we feel like we're not achieving, or we're not doing well, we'll just sit on the couch, we'll make up an excuse, we'll watch TV, we'll we'll clean the kitchen floor, we'll do some kind of a thing where we literally will do anything but the thing. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do anything but the thing. Okay, we'll sit around and we'll do whatever, because we're not believing in ourselves, and we're not giving ourselves permission to achieve our personal greatness. Because we're predetermining that we can't succeed, okay? And so when we need gumption, and we need little stuff, I always talk about you want to think about that solar plexus chakra, okay? The tummy, that's the tummy chakra, and so leadership is the card I have here for Archangel Gabriel. Okay, and leadership is, it's time for you to assume your leadership power, position, and lovingly guide others, or even lovingly guide yourself. Okay, so this is leadership. Okay, so if you need a little gumption, I want you to say a prayer. You don't even have to be religious. Just say, hey, Archangel Gabriel, I need a little assistance here to get me motivated, get me moving, get me fired up about something. Now, the other archangel that I love to call upon when I'm feeling a little bit sort of stuck or something, another good archangel to help you to remove a blockage, okay, is Archangel Uriel. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. Archangel Uriel, brilliant idea. Look, he's got a lightning bolt in his hand. He's very powerful. And Archangel Uriel, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Okay, Archangel Uriel is a wonderful angel that's often depicted with having light, or a lantern, or some sort of candle, or whatever. In this artist rendition, it's literally a lightning bolt. Okay, and it's giving you the sight to be able to see. Okay, okay, there's an obstacle here, but maybe it's a fortuitous one. Maybe I ran late because I was avoiding an accident, or something got delayed. I'm not getting the $100 this week because actually the universe is conspiring to give me $1,000 next week. I mean, sometimes we have things in our life that are delayed or pushed back for a reason, or sometimes we don't really literally know what to do, or okay, here's an obstacle. Ugh, I'm blocked. Now what? Now what do I do? How do I get around the obstacle? Well, Archangel Uriel is the angel that will help if you call upon Uriel in your heart. And also you can light a candle if you have a candle in your house, and just give it intention. You could just do a little tea light and say, Archangel Uriel, I need your light. I need your help. I need you to come and show me the way. Show me what to do. What am I supposed to do here? What's the thing? Give me the deal. Even if it's just the next step, what's the deal? What do I need to do? And then wait for Archangel Uriel's response. Usually it's 2-3 days. It's not very long at all. If that, sometimes it's even sooner. Uriel's pretty quick. Okay, so that's another thing with two archangels that can help you. Archangel Gabriel, if you need a little gumption. Okay, leadership. Okay, that was that card of leadership. If you need a little gumption to get through an obstacle or delay. And Archangel Uriel to help light the way. Light it up, baby, so we can see what the heck we're doing. Okay, because, I mean, we do not have all day here to be blocked. I feel like, I don't know if anybody out there feels like this, but I've been feeling like 2020 is like one big blockage, okay? So it's you know, something that sometimes we need to work through. Okay, so this week might be a little slow. We might have some blockages. We might have a little delay. We might have some frustration. Whenever Saturn / Capricorn comes around, there's delays. So how do you deal with the delay? I want you to pray on it, okay? Archangel Gabriel or Archangel Uriel. And just even if okay, like let's say you're, you know, agnostic or you're atheist or something and you don't do any of that. Just ask for the energy. Just kind of like put the intention out there for the energy. It couldn't hurt, right? It can't hurt. So I would say to do that. So there might be some really big delays on Thursday is what I was getting at. And, you know, especially with the Sun and Venus kind of, and it could specifically be with ego, with our love life, with finances. It could be kind of any of those categories. So just kind of don't react. Just kind of, all right, just sit back. And then just sort of take in the information. All right, I'm delayed or I'm blocked from something. I don't want to freak out. We're not going to freak out. Because Saturn, again, wants the best for us. Okay, and so Saturn, often the freak out or the delay is fortuitous, meaning good. Eventually. Sometimes it's not immediate that we know that. So I want you to take a deep breath. Okay, so the biggest day this week by far is on Saturday, where there's like, it's one of those days where like 5 different things happen in one day. And it's like, oh God, there's a lot. Okay, so I want to read some of these comments because you guys are really, really giving. I love that Rosalie said, oh, Darlene, first house, Saturn's in your first house. Well, that is great. I love Saturn in the first house. That's my favorite Saturn cycle because it's all about you. So her first house is you, so it's self-improvement. Rosalie said, I love that. I always say God is only into you getting an A and will give you the same test until you get that A. Okay, great. So it's like you get a chance to retake the test over and over again. That is very Saturn for sure. So funny you say that. As Sarah said, so funny you say that about Saturn. It reminded me exactly of Dr. Fauci. So I literally asked her mom about his birthday, and is a Capricorn. I didn't even know that. Dr. Fauci is a Capricorn. Yay! Okay. So yeah, gosh, he's getting worked out, isn't he? Delay after delay and kind of crazy stuff. Juliet said onward. Jane Moon Wolf said you needed to hear these brilliant words. Calling on Gabrielle. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Predetermined we can't succeed. Is an issue for you. Oh, in other words, in your mind, Lori, you were saying, yes, and you need to be shown the way. Nora pulled a card for Archangel Uriel earlier today. Searching out the light. Lori's going to light a tea light. Good. And you had a big eye-opener yesterday. That's awesome. Monica said she's enjoying my sparkle sweater. Yes, of course, we have to have, if I'm talking about Archangel Uriel, we have to have some sparkle and some light. Okay, that's kind of Archangel Uriel. Jane Moon Wolf said, sort of like Ganesh. Okay, that's another one. I should have talked about Ganesh. And you guys know me by now, or maybe you don't. But I am an ordained minister, non-denominational ordained minister, but I pretty much cherry pick on all kinds of religions and everything because I feel there are many names for God, Buddha, Allah, whoever it is that you pray to, Krishna, whoever. So we basically, I pull upon many different forms of reaching sort of divine energy, if you will. So Ganesh, yes, Ganesha is the Hindu sort of god with the elephant head. And so he had a big obstacle to get over because I can't remember if it was his mother or father. I think it was his father. Cut his head off, and then they put the elephant head on to help him have a head. So talk about getting over obstacles. That's the story of Ganesh. And it is said Ganesh, if you pray to Ganesha, that he will help you to remove blockages or obstacles like he did. He had a big one, which was decapitation. And so if you put a little statue of him, or you pray to him, you can say a little prayer to him, he will help you to get through an obstacle or something that that you need to get through. So getting further into Saturday, let's talk about Saturday. So 3 big things happen on Saturday. First of all, it's the start of Sagittarius season. So all you guys, all you Sagittariuses out there, we're coming into your zone. We have 1 week left of Scorpio season, and then we're switching to Sagittarius season. So from 11/21 to 12/21, we will be in Sagittarius zone, and basically that is the deal. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's a mutable sign, which means it can go with the flow. Okay, we're flowing and we're going. That's Sagittarius. And so we're going to be talking a lot more about legal stuff, unfortunately, when we're in Sagittarius zone, because it does we've already been in such a legal sort of stuff. Saturn, by the way, when President Trump took office, was in Sagittarius, and he started his presidency with a lot of legal battles, and he's continuing to end his presidency with a lot of legal battles. So there's tons of legal battles. But Sagittarius specifically is legal stuff. It's also publishing, advertising, which is all good stuff. Selling, if you have to sell anything, that's great for Sagittarius season. And it happens every year. You know, Sagittarius is kind of like one big party. I have a friend of mine who is a Sagittarius that says life is a banquet. And I feel like that's a very Sagittarian thing to say. And this person has like 5 planets in Sagittarius. So such a Sagittarius thing. And, you know, just like Scorpio season, which is death and rebirth and transformation. And we have all the Scorpionic holidays. We have Halloween. We have All Souls Day, All Saints Day, Veterans Day, Day of the Dead. Okay, that's all Scorpio season. For Sagittarius, we have all the fun kind of stuff. We have Thanksgiving, we have Hanukkah, we have Christmas, we have all the stuff. Christmas technically is Capricorn, but we get ready for Christmas all throughout, you know, the like what we call the holiday season. The time between Thanksgiving and New Year's is mostly Sagittarius. So Sagittarius loves to party. You guys are the partiers of the Zodiac. But also, again, it can be these other sort of venues and different things of the law and the legal, you know, publishing, advertising, marketing, sales, and all of that stuff is very Sagittarian. Also, it is a connection with large animals, specifically horses. It can be large dogs as well, but it is large animals. So cows and pigs and sheep and all those things are considered to be very Sagittarius. A lot of Sagittarians I know are very into animals and nature and connection and all that. And also quite competitive. Okay, you all can be competitive. A lot of Sagittarians like to have that competition. Again, it's a fire sign. So remember, it's the archer. Okay, so it's a centaur. Sagittarius was a centaur, half man, half horse, and the archer. So there is a big connection to horses there, but also being dead on. Okay, you know, I mean, like you shoot, you know, you release and you shoot. So I always say, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask a Sagittarius, because man, they can really they can give you like a dead on bullseye, like, yes, this is not good, or yes, this is good, you know. So we prepare to be a little bit more blunt during Sagittarius season, but I think it's nice. It gives us a little pick-me-up. And of course, during the holiday time now, unfortunately, we have COVID holiday time 2020, which is not as fun. But Sagittarius is a lot of running around like a horse, okay, from one shop to another shop, and shopping and, you know, all that stuff, the activities, the Sagittarius activities. So how are we going to get our activity on in the middle of COVID? I mean, that's going to be really difficult. So I want you guys to make sure that you have to use up fire sign, whenever fire signs are activated, you have to use up the energy in some way, because you'll go a little cray cray. Okay, if you're like just stuck in the house with all that Sagittarius stuff, like you're gonna be like my dog Lily that runs circles around the living room. Boston Terriers are very active, we'll just say. And she has a Sagittarius moon. She's an Aries with Sagittarius moon. So she just does that. She'll just run and run and run and run and run and run. So I didn't know I had a track, a runner's track in my living room, but I do. Oh, Naomi said, is that why I work at a courthouse? Yes, Sagittarius is one of the signs that is associated for sure with a court system and law and legal stuff. Okay, a lot of Sagittarians can really argue, and man, they can argue a point all day long. It's a fantastic thing to watch. Yes, so I'm reading Gretchen said, can you pull a card because you're struggling with keeping your daughter home with hybrid. Well, I want everybody to keep their kids home if you can afford it and you have the means. I want people to keep all the kids home. I want everybody to stay home because this COVID thing is blowing up, and I had predicted that this would happen at this time of the year, and I said that it would be really tough on people. And I'm saying this, with understanding that some people can't afford childcare, and some people can't afford to stay home, and some people can't stay home because of work or whatever. But the bottom line is, you won't be able to work if you're sick or if you have some kind of problem. So if you can afford it and you have the means and you have the way that you can do it, I want people to stay home and stay safe, because COVID is actually coming up to its 1-year anniversary. 1 year we've been living with this friggin' thing. Jeez. So if anybody can keep their kids home, I want you to keep the kids home, because I've said this all along. I've said that COVID was going to go crazy. Okay. So, Kristen said she loves animals, but she has allergies, and that you're definitely blunt, but you try to have a kind delivery. There you go. Sagittarius honesty, Nora said, love so much. I actually love it too. Corbin said, your Scorpio parties are fun too. Of course your parties are fun. I love Halloween. That's a good thing. So that's going to be Sagittarius season, but this is, remember, all in one day. So we have the start of Sagittarius season, and then on the same day, on Saturday, we have Venus is going to move into Scorpio. So for you Scorpios out there, we'll still have Scorpio energy, okay? Venus now is moving into the sign that is mysterious and seductive. Okay, so that can be that can be some juicy Venus activity, okay? Because Venus is very seductive, and she's not overtly sexual, she's sensual. Okay, so she's sensual. And when we have Scorpio involved, that can be some naughties. With Venus and Scorpio, we have like secret desires and we have secret longings, and it's all a big secret. So that's a thing. So it's kind of like if you think about Beyonce, who is a Virgo, and you're like, she's a Virgo, but yeah, she's got a Scorpio moon. Ooh, she's got that sexy thing going on, right? And so secretly, even though she's a hardworking Virgo, that woman's a workaholic, but then behind the scenes, she's got that sexy, seductive energy of the Scorpio. So Scorpio and Venus can be quite powerful, quite lovely, but it is all about secrets. And unfortunately, whenever you touch upon Scorpio, you do get the sort of, it can go into jealousy, and it can go into control issues, and it can go into obsession and possession, and I own you and you own me. Venus and Scorpio people who have that natally in their birth chart can be quite possessive. They can be jealous, and they can have they don't share very easily. They don't like to share their partners. It is a thing. They don't like to share. So I have dated an unusual amount of men, I guess, basically, that are Venus and Scorpio men. And It's a thing. And so I don't know if any of you have Venus and Scorpio out there, or if you know what your Venus sign is, post below, but that's going to be the new thing. And Venus and Scorpio is usually there, let's see, yeah, she's going to be there until the 15th. It's usually 1 month at a time, Venus signs. So when we think about these signs, so I just said the sun is in Sagittarius, fun, party, okay, life's a banquet, yay, everybody's going to have the holidays. But then another layer that we're adding to it is Venus, and the other layer, and so that's how we love. Okay, so if you think about these are layers. So outwardly we're having the party, but inside we want to seduce somebody. Okay, so and Venus and Scorpio are also prone to having little secret affairs and little secret crushes and little, they're very covert with their feelings, and they do love like that red and candles and the whole, oh God, you name it, lingerie can be a very Venus in Scorpio thing. So just so that you guys know, being prepared. Secretly, we might be partying on the outside, but secretly inside, maybe there's a party in the bedroom. I don't know. So that'll be fun. And that starts also on the same day. So on Saturday, the 21st. Okay. And then also on the same day. So Saturday, the 21st, that astro tidbit, I don't even know how I'm going to fit that all in one post. But is going to be the second quarter lunar cycle, and that is going to be at 0 degrees. So the very first degree, 0 degrees, Pisces. Okay, so the moon is going to be in Pisces on that day, and it's going to be 11:45 p.m. Eastern time. So earlier than that if you're on the West Coast. Now, what is the second quarter lunar cycle? That's where it's half of a moon, right, in the sky. So that's like a reevaluation point. We just had the new moon. Now we're going to be moving toward, okay, the full moon. I always call that the second chance new moon. So if you missed this weekend writing out your new moon manifestation list, okay, go forward onto Saturday, and Saturday will be the second chance new moon, where it's another point that's very powerful to manifest and do some manifestation work. So after we get stuck, kind of in the middle of the week here, it's almost like the sophomore slump kind of a thing. In the middle of the week, we kind of have a little, because of the Saturn blockages. Now we're moving into the weekend where things are starting to move again. Okay, the energy's moving. In fact, it's almost like a dam is breaking. It's like all at one time it's moving. Because that's how we do it in 2020. We do the whole thing at once. So I'm going to pull a card for Gretchen, for her daughter. And I'm not speaking about myself in third party. There is another Gretchen that watches the show. Colette said her Capricorn is in Venus. So girl, you are an executive, okay, in your love life. You're the CEO of your love life, okay? That's what that means. I don't know if anybody else here, let's see. I don't know if anybody else posted their Venus sign. Oh, Nora did. Nora, Venus and Leo, but your Mars is in Scorpio. Okay, girl, there you go. We know that about you now. You got that hidden Scorpio. But your Venus and Leo, that's a Venus that loves to get gifts or give gifts. That's a gift-oriented, and you like to sparkle. You like... You're going to have to get a king, I mean, Venus and Leo is about a king and a queen, so you need a king to your queen, okay? Nothing less, okay? For sure. You definitely need that. Juliet said Venus and Taurus. Now, okay, so that'll be interesting because basically your Venus, the Venus that's current, Venus is Scorpio, on Saturday, will oppose your Venus in Taurus. So that could kick up a little something, okay, that you have to remember. Venus in Taurus is sensual, okay, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So that is a very strong Venus, Juliet. But you got to remember, you got to have a little sexy too. I mean, Venus in Taurus can be a little bit more like domesticated, and it is beauty and all of that. But this is just kind of straight up a little bit more sexual or sensual in a way. So you might want to, break out some stuff in the boudoir, okay? Venus and Aries, Iris. Okay, so you just wanna hunt them down. Venus and Aries is all about conquest, my dear. Okay, so that's that we were talking. I think we talked about that. That's where feminine energy comes in, Iris. That you have to harness your feminine energy. That you have to learn how to be caught, as well as you already know how to hunt. Okay, so now you need to learn how to be the prey. Okay, that's what we got to work with you. Trees, I don't know. I don't recall yours off the top of my head. Kristen said, how do you find out? Well, you can get a reading done by me, or you can look on astro.com or one of the other sites that's free, and they have a website, okay? Venus and Aquarius, Melinda. Oh, I'm sorry. Corbin, you have Venus and Scorpio too, so you got Venus, you got your Sun in Scorpio, and you have Venus and Scorpio. That's powerful. That's some powerful stuff. Venus in Aquarius, Melinda. I am also Venus in Aquarius, and that means that how we make love is through friends. Blah. I mean, it's a friend. It's friends become lovers, lovers become friends. It's like that Dave Matthews song, and back to being friends. And so that can be a hard one. I will tell you, I have had some struggles with that. So. So Kristen said, definitely going to get a reading. Yay. Okay. All right. So, Gretchen, I want to pull a card for you for your daughter for homeschooling. That was fun talking about love, wasn't it? I love talking about love. So let's talk about, we'll just quickly go into about the hybrid schooling. What does she need to know for her daughter? Oh, there you go. Passion. We're on the little kick here of passion we're talking about. Passion, Archangel Hidell, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life or career. So when this comes to your daughter, I've told you your daughter is very extremely creative, okay? And I happen to know that her daughter is a Libra, so she's very creative little Libra girl. And so you just want to engage her passions and just keep her interested, that's all. I know I say that's all, but like she's so creative that it's not that hard to keep her interested and engaged. Like, you just have to be interesting and engaging. because she just really likes all different kinds of things. So I actually feel like that's going to be great for her. Yeah, so no problems there. Amy, oh, you're Venus in Aquarius too. I forgot that about you. Yeah, we got 3 Venus, including myself, 3 Venus in Aquariuses. Oh, that can be a tough one because honestly, we are prone, Venus in Aquarius is prone to platonic relationships because Aquarius is friendship and it's humanitarian. Like, I'm going to love everybody, okay? But it's not like super personable. We have a hard time being vulnerable. We have a hard time sharing our feelings. And also, we tend to have relationships that turn platonic, or it's like, we do tend to hook up with friends, though. That is a thing. But then we can sometimes turn platonic. So we have to watch that, and that we're not going too platonic, because otherwise that's yucky. And we would actually learn really a lot from this Venus in Scorpio thing, because how do you do that? Those Scorpio, we can all ask Corbin, I guess. All the Scorpio sexies out there, but that's really the thing. So Jane Moon wants to have a card about the next step in the mediation process. Sure, my love, I will definitely do it. Amy said a lot. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. It's just the kind of, I call it the curse of Venus and Aquarius. Venus and Pisces, Marianne. Oh, so you're so romantic. You're so romantic. Venus and Pisces is a very romantic. You just want everything. You want the flowers and the chocolates and the nurturing and the love and the sentiment. Oh my goodness. You want the whole deal. You want the really, like, fun stuff here. Okay, so let me see. So Jane, I'm going to pull a card for you, my dear. What does Jane need to know in the next step in the mediation process? I knew this wasn't going to give me the answer, so I'm gonna go on another one. What do you need to know in the mediation process? Like, because I feel like actually this could be the answer, but I feel like, yeah, okay. All right, you're stalled out. You're stalled out a little bit. Okay, so this one says, get outside, go for a walk. Archangel Jophiel, go outside, get some fresh air, connect with nature, relieve stress, and gain new and creative ideas. I definitely think Archangel Uriel, this is Jophiel, but Archangel Uriel would be really good for you, Jane, because you need to know the next step. But in a way, even this deck has said, you know, this is a child's hand and this is a big authoritative scary hand. Okay, this is submission caution, meaning that you have to get out of the passenger seat and you have to get into the driver's seat. You can't let some lunatic drive your car for you, girl. You have to get into a proactive, not a reactive state. Okay, so you feel a little clogged up right now. So I want you to go for the walk, get outside in nature. It was actually, I won't say it didn't give us answers because it gave us answers, but it's saying that you got to be more proactive. So, but you'll come up with the idea if you go for a walk, go for a hike, ask Archangel Uriel, okay? Light your candle. Ask Uriel to light the way for you, okay? Okay, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh, Corbin jokingly said, my rates are quite reasonable. That's funny. Oh my goodness, there's so many questions here, so I only have time to answer, let's see, I'm going to answer, let's see, Venus in Virgo, we haven't had one of those. Okay, so Venus in Virgo can be very pristine in particular. Very picky. Venus in Virgo is very picky. Jane Moonwolf said, walking is my medicine. Thank you so much. Hearts. Love that. Okay, make sure you like and share the broadcast, because that's how people can watch this. So, darn, somebody said something about COVID, and I can't find it. I'm looking through. Oh, okay. Amy, I lost my job due to COVID restrictions, looking for new work. Could you pull a card? I am going to pull a card for Amy because she lost her job due to COVID. Okay. I can't answer everybody's questions tonight because there's too many, which is great. Last week, you guys were so quiet. So this week, okay, so Amy, what does Amy need to know? Because that's serious. She lost her job. Okay, so what does Amy need to know? Let's see. What do you need to know, girl? We're going to use Archangel Gabriel's deck, by the way. It's, Gabriel he's motivation and gumption. Get up your gumption. Okay? So we're gonna use Archangel Gabriel's deck. What does Archangel Gabriel want to tell Amy about her talents, her gifts, her blessings? What does she need to know? Vulnerability. The card of vulnerability, okay? You can see they're sitting there kind of chit-chatting. Okay. Vulnerable. Listen to your vulnerable feelings as they contain wisdom and inspiration, then pray for strength to focus on your priorities no matter what. Remember what I just said to you about Archangel Gabriel helping you with your motivation? You got a little loss of motivation there, Amy, inside of you. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe it's because you feel defeated. Maybe it's because, you're maybe a little depressed. Okay, but so Archangel Gabriel is saying to help you get motivated, okay? Focus on your priorities no matter what. No matter what. I feel like you have a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter around your head. Like, people are talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. You're getting lost. You're getting lost in what other people want. You're getting lost in what other people are talking about. You're getting, I just feel like there's too much chatter. And you need to prioritize yourself and not all these other people or these other situations and all that. I do feel, and I think I might have said this to you before and I can't remember, but I do feel like there's multiple venues. Like, it's not like you just get one job and you stick to one job. It's like there's multiple venues. There's multiple things. Like, you maybe work here 2 days a week. You work over here 2 days a week. You may and then in the meantime, you do something at night where you do something in your hands, and then you make something, and that brings in money. But through all of these different things, I feel like that's how you make money. But the problem is you're getting way diverted. Okay, so I want you to shut out the chatter. Okay, shut out what other people are doing or saying, and I want you to go inside of yourself, because it's saying, what are your feelings? What are your feelings? Well, what you should do. And don't listen to the fear. Don't listen to what people are saying. Listen to what it is you want to do. Okay? Connect with your heart. You have to connect with your heart. And that you might need to take a walk, or you might need to take some time by yourself to meditate, because I feel like too many people got their hands in the pot with you. Okay? So I hope that helps. All right, and I'll take one more question, and then we're going to pull a card for the week. Okay, because we need to know what's going to come this week. Okay, so somebody said, I can't say, Monica said you asked earlier, should you take a leave from work? Is that the question, Monica? Should you take a leave from work? Let's see, because she said she posted it earlier and I can't find it. All right, Monica, I'm just gonna pull one card for you. I don't know what that question was, but I'm gonna pull one card about taking a leave. I'm being told to use this other deck. I do this in readings, by the way. If you guys have had readings for me, you'll see that I have a stack of 15 different decks that I use, and I just, whatever angels tell me to use, I use, and I switch around. So, Monica, what should Monica do in light of COVID? I feel like singing tonight. Maybe somebody's a singer who's on here. Okay, what should she do? I feel like you're so lost on what to do, okay? And in a way, I feel like this is very similar to Amy, okay, in some ways, Monica, because I feel like you have a lot of the shoulds. Like, maybe you should work. Maybe you need the money, right? Like, I should work because I need the money, or I should do this, or I should do that. But the problem is, I feel like you're not listening to your heart. I feel like if you listen to your heart, it would be easy schmeezy. Like, I don't want to, I should take a leave from absence. I should do this, thing. You're very lost. So Neptune is the god of confusion, really. So I feel like you're lost and you're not sure what to do. But with Mars is saying take action. Okay. And there's a saying, remember, that slogan, Las Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, it's like what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. Okay. I feel like you're a little bit lost as to what to do because you're just unsure. But I think Mars is pretty clear. By the way, Mars can be inflammation, blood stuff, and whatever. So we don't want that. And we don't want headaches. Mars is a headache too. So I think that what you need to do is just sort of I would step back. I'm telling everybody, if they can, if you can afford it, if it's your, and if not, please wear a mask. Please wash your hands. Mask is the biggest thing. Finally, the CDC stopped getting bullied around and came out with that masks do help prevent up to 70-80% help to prevent the wearer. They were kind of marketing it's for other people, it's not for you. Well, actually it is for you. so I know in Vermont we're blowing up here, and so wear a mask. It's the best thing to do. But if you can stay at home for sure. But Monica, you have to kind of make this decision, and I feel like other people are never going to give you the permission to do it. It's like you have to give yourself permission to do it. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so we have to use Archangel Gabriel's deck for the card of the week, right? I mean, right? That's the Archangel that helps to remove blockages and obstacles. Yay! And helps us to believe in ourselves. That's the big thing with Archangel Uriel. I don't know why I'm looking here for my citrine, and I can't find it. It's not in front of me, but citrine, okay, is your solar plexus, and it's yellow. The color of yellow helps you give yourself confidence and believe in yourself. Monica, you reached out to your manager tonight. You realize you might just have to make it real. Yeah, Yeah. And Amy said, thank you so much. Yes, lots of chatter in your head. You will meditate. Okay, good. Okay. Let's ask, what do all y'all wonderful people need to hear either tonight on the broadcast live or that are watching it pre-recorded? Please, please, please like and share. That's how the good word gets spread. Hit that little like button, share with your friends, and I will pull the card for the week. Okay, so what does everybody who's watching need to know for the week? Let's see. What all y'all need to know? The message from Archangel Gabriel. Ooh, love this one. Okay, message from Archangel Gabriel. Have confidence in your creations, and really have confidence in yourself, by the way. Okay, and so I'll read you the card message. And again, we can swap out the word God for universe, for Allah, for Buddha, whoever it is you pray to, or we can just say divine life force energy. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. We're going to have to be creative this week, because remember, we had this week of blockages, obstacles, and delays with Saturn involved. But then at the end of the week on Saturday, we have this like big opening of all, like next weekend is like all of a sudden things start to move again. Okay, so we may have to get creative around those blockages or those obstacles or whatever, or we may have to think of a whole different way to do something. And so we might have to find different jobs, or we might have to find different ways to do the job, or we might have to find different ways to connect with our lover or our partner, or to date, online dating, or whatever thing it is. Because remember, Venus is going to be very active this week as well. But whenever you have Venus and Saturn, Venus wants love and Saturn wants a commitment, okay? Saturn's serious, right? Like, are we going to get married? Are we going to have a relationship? What's going to happen? And Venus wants to make it official, Venus wants to just have some love, And so with Saturn there, kind of creating like the container, the boundaries, or how are we going to do things? We might have to get a little creative with how all of that looks right now, because again, COVID, again, politics and all kinds of stuff is happening in 2020. And we're going to have to get creative again. This whole year has been about us getting creative. If you really think about it, we've had to get really creative, think outside the box. I mean, we have mothers on here thinking about how to creatively educate their children and provide for them and all kinds of things. So that's what the deal is. We have to really just get creative and have belief in our creations. Some of you might even have a hobby or something that you did part-time, or, something, a little thing that you love that you might want to bring that out. I mean, remember the last final pop quiz of Saturn is about producing something or seeing the fruits of your labor. What have you been working on the last 2.5 years? And so even though we're finally out of Mercury retrograde and we're finally out of Mars retrograde. Yay! And Jupiter's no longer retrograde. Saturn's no longer retrograde. We have like very, very, very few retrograde planets right now. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Uranus and Chiron are still retrograde, but I mean, for 2020, where everything was retrograde all of the time, this is like the final, like, where things are opening up. Maybe you're even starting to feel some of the energy, some of that log jam that we've been in is starting to free ourselves. So bring something forward, okay, that you love in your heart, that you love to do, something creative. It could be artwork. It could even be an IT project. It doesn't have to be creative as in painting a picture or doing music. It could be an IT project. It could be a hobby. It could be any kind of thing that you do that you want to maybe bring forward. Maybe you could make some money out of it, make an extra bit, have a little part-time business or something. So I hope all of you enjoyed this tonight's broadcast. Please feel free to reach out to me. Text message is the best, or you can send me a direct message through Facebook. If you would like to have a personalized astrological session, I am doing most of my sessions now, or all of my sessions remotely, I should say, but most of them are on Zoom, and it's really cool because I can record the Zoom and then send you a copy of the link. So I hope that helps. Okay, make sure you share with a friend, tag somebody that you love because they might need to hear this message. And I will say a prayer for all of you. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, help us to remove any obstacles or blockages that we may have. Help us to see the light, see the way forward, gain our confidence, believe in ourselves. And I will see you guys, same time, same place, next Monday night. Namaste.